enables all those amazing talents out there to get the right skill when it comes to being artists, from management to even stagecraft and all that. Now, joining me in the studios to talk more about this is Kwesi Akom, the channel manager of Joy Prime, and I have Lionel Lawson as well, the resource judge from Prime Studios. He's an actor, musician, sound engineer, and a vocal coach as well. Happy New Year, gentlemen!
Many happy returns.
Yes, we're looking forward to a great year. And I mean, how best to start it with the Prime Studio, definitely on Joy Prime. Now, let me start with you, Kwesi. A lot of people would wonder, I've given a bit of a highlight, but in your own words, what exactly is the Prime Studio about?
Prime Studio is about unearthing talents, giving them the platform, nurturing them, and setting them up as far as the industry is concerned.
Okay.
So we are basically bringing onto television the experience within the professional recording studio.
Okay.
Because that's where it starts. I mean, you find people who come out from nowhere.
Okay.
Nowhere means that you never knew them, and then they are big stars overnight. But you'll be wondering how they become big stars overnight.
Yeah.
So many things happen behind the scenes that we don't get to see.
Okay.
So unlike other reality shows that some of us have been part, this is different because we are trying to showcase what happens behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
On screen. And that's why the name Prime Studio. So it's basically the recording studio that a lot of people do not know about, do not see, but have heard about, that we are translating or bringing into picture for them to see.
Okay.
And then there is one unique feature that makes it different from all. Because a lot of people say, oh, there are so many reality shows. Why do you bring another one? First, I want people to know, even Jesus Christ is born every year.
Okay. As it will celebrate his birthday.
Okay. It's born every year.
Okay.
It means that every time, every day, every second, there is a baby born.
Okay.
That means that every time you need to educate people. It means every time you need to groom people. And every time you need to replace those who are going out. So we need more reality shows. But the unique feature of this is the master class.
Okay.
Which I would want my brother to talk about.
Okay, so Lionel, now you're an actor, a musician, sound engineer, vocal coach. Pretty much you'll be doing everything in the show.
We're doing our best. Actually.
All right, so tell us about the master class.
Well, the master class is a class that enables the contestants to learn more about what you're doing.
Okay.
Singing is one thing, rapping is another, but there are more to the rapping and singing that people don't know about.
Okay.
You
the techniques and all that.
Techniques, the dynamics, and all the pitches. You need to.
Even how close you bring the mic when you're hitting certain notes and all that.
Thank you. That's really a problem in the music industry. They don't even know how to even handle a simple microphone. All these little things will be taught. So in the class, you don't just come to Prime Studio and sing, but you learn.
Okay, awesome. I love the sound of that.
Yes.
Because, I mean, having the talent is one thing.
Yeah.
Knowing how to use the talent and having the skills to use the talent is another ball game altogether.
Another ball game altogether.
Okay. Now, when we talk reality shows in Ghana, we're thinking, okay, are they going to be in a house together, cameras on them and all that? How's Prime Studio going to be like?
Okay, so Prime Studio is still different. So we are not going to house anyone. Because what we realize is that many of the times there are people who do other things on their own. We want to make it open. We have dealt with a lot of people when it comes to reality shows. We have housed people and we have had challenges. So we are saying that, look, it is open. Okay, you can do whatever you are doing as a business person or as a trader. You have the skill, you still want to add on, we accept you. So we are not going to house any of them.
Okay.
But there are a few things that we are going to do as groups, or in groups, that within that time will need your time.
How many groups are we talking about here?
Okay, so Prime Studio basically for this first season has chosen 20 talents.
20 talents.
20 talents.
Wow.
Now we are not going to put all the 20 at a go.
Okay.
So they are in two parts. We are going to have 10 of them in the what we call phase 1. So the 10 will compete within the phase 1 for 4 weeks. And then our resource people, our judges, and the public who vote to select their best will give us 5 out of the first 10 of phase 1.
Okay. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. So
Okay.
5 top. And then we go to the phase 2. The next 10 will also come face to face in the phase 2. Then the phase 2, same thing happens. Judges score plus votes will push another 5. So we have first 4 weeks, we have second 4 weeks, and then 5 of group A and 5 of group B come together to make another set of 10.
Yeah.
And then they battle it out in
Okay.
the third phase. Then we choose a winner. So basically, even the structure of Prime Studio is different from the normal structure where you have probably 12 contestants running through 13 weeks.
Okay.
This time it's quite different as well.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay, I'm sure a lot of people want to know when is this taking off and all that, but we're going to find out more exactly how Prime Studio is going to take off and what you should be looking out for, how you can be a part of the show, and a whole lot more. But let's take a stop at the newsroom for the news at 11. We've been joined one more time by Hannah Odame. Hannah, welcome.
Thank you very much. And coming up, enjoy headline news at 11. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has called on Christians to prioritize prayers, love one another, and also follow the teaching of Christ in 2020 to make Ghana a better place. He said this when he visited the Kanishi Presbyterian Church as part of their crossover services yesterday.
We hear Matthew 22, verse 36 to 40. Love God, love the Lord, all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. But the second is to love thy neighbor as thyself. So, although love your neighbor as thyself, and love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind. 2020 no. Abatuo afi efie. Yempe basabasadia.
You heard the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So how did you also usher in the year 2020? Let's go to Kumasi now, where New Year sermons by pastors focused on ensuring peace in the December 2020 general elections.
There is no church that has one party in it. There are different people. And churches are supposed to bring people of different background, different views together under the Lord Jesus Christ. So it is not a wise decision for any church leader to declare publicly his support for any political party. Your duty is to pray for them. When you go to the ballot box, that is between you and your God.
The words that we will be using against our fellow opponents, we should be very mindful so that we wouldn't cause any mayhem in the process of the elections. At the end of the day, we are Ghanaians. We have only one country and nowhere to go. So we must exercise a lot of restraint.
Well, the Inspector General of Police, James Opombenu, is urging Ghanaians to be each other's keeper so that less crime is recorded this year. He spoke to Joy News at the crossover service at the Action Chapel International.
The Ghana Police Service, I would say that it was quite bumpy for us. Bumpy in the sense that we had a lot of officers shot while on duty. But the good thing is that all these officers who were shot, we made breakthroughs, we were able to arrest the perpetrators.
What should we expect in 2020 in terms of security? And we know 2020 is an election year.
Would depend on each and every one of us living in Ghana to be able to secure Ghana during the year 2020. We expect everybody to play his part and to ensure that we deliver the security that the country needs. We expect that everybody will be law-abiding. But I can assure Ghanaians that we'll put adequate measures in place together with other security agencies to ensure that the country is safe and prepared for the election.
You heard the Inspector General of Police, James Opombenu. Now, former President Jerry John Rawlings is asking the Governing Council of the University of Education, Winneba, to ask his Vice Chancellor to step aside. And here's his reason.
There are ongoing investigations regarding the current Vice Chancellor. It will be appropriate for the Council to request that he steps aside for fairness to prevail, as has been the practice with other similar circumstances in the past.
You heard the former President Jerry John Rawlings. Before we go, amid the devastating fires ravaging Australia, a small zoo has managed to save all its animals through the extraordinary bravery of its staff. Mogo Zoo houses Australia's largest collection of primates, along the zebras, rhinos, and giraffes. Yet, when it was right in the light of the bushfires, the keepers managed to protect all 200 animals from harm, and they are safe, also enjoying the new year. That's all for the news at 11. I am Hannah Odan.
We bring you joy on the airwaves. We bring you joy, lighten up your nights, cool your day. So when you feel love, all you gotta do is turn on the power of your radio. Tune in, get joy in stereo.
The Cosmopolitan Mix.
Sammy Forson is on.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't no
Released in 1995 of the album Me Against the World. That's Tupac Amaru Shakur with Dear Mama. Get ready for the 90s jam this Friday, Silver Star Towers, Airport City. Make sure you come through. Let's reminisce. The biggest party to start the year 2020. It's the Joy FM 90s Jam on the turntables. Myself and Ghana's #1 DJ Black will blast you off with 10,000 watts of your favorite 90s era hits as well. Make sure you come through. Silver Star Towers, Airport City, the rooftop. Just 60 Ghana cities from 9 p.m. till early hours Saturday morning. You can't miss out on this experience. A big thank you to our sponsors, Glyco, as well as Almobitas, Vital Mineral Water, and Virginia Black. While the conversation continues regarding the brand new reality show, Prime Studio, set to take off on Joy Prime, I have Parkwesi Akom, the channel manager of Joy Prime, and Lionel Lawson, a resource judge. He'll be handling the masterclass. He's an actor, musician, sound engineer, and vocal coach. Just before the news, we're talking about how you have two groups and then you would work with one first and then the other. How often or how long is this reality show going to run for?
Okay, so that is one of the beautiful features as well, and you just asked the right question. Unlike other reality shows, so this is the third one. Okay, I've spoken about two already, the masterclass. I've spoken about the fact that we are not camping them and we're giving them the opportunity to do their own things and all that.
Yeah.
The third feature you just asked, it is not going to be like the normal reality show where we do one season,
season two,
and then season two comes like the next year or 3 years or no.
Okay.
It's not. It is a weekly show.
A weekly show.
A weekly show.
Okay.
We'll only be having short breaks in between season 1 and season 2. So for instance, we ran for about 3 months, 13 weeks to say in the season 1.
Okay.
Before the end of the season 1, we've already auditioned for another batch of talents.
Okay.
So in between probably season 1 and season 2, we decide on how many weeks or how many days to promote the second season, and then we go.
I see.
Because we realize that there are so many talents around. So many talents. Like just a few shows that give them the opportunity. So we want to come very, very differently. We want to be different from the rest.
Okay.
And make sure that we lock the Saturday night to make sure people enjoy real good music, good talent, techniques in terms of what our judges and resource people will be teaching. It's more like a class, actually. It's a classroom for the viewers, an entertainment center for the viewers, at the same time, a grooming section for anybody who comes on board. So it's not going to be like one off where we finish and then it takes you a whole year before you come back again.
Okay. All right. Now we come to you, Lionel. Now, being a sound engineer and then a vocal coach makes me curious. What would you say is the difference between audio and sound?
Well, like, if I could say, sound is everything around us.
Okay.
As we're talking, is sound.
Okay.
But audio is something specifically made.
Specifically made.
That's the thing. If it's recorded or it's made, is an audio. But audio is actually a technical word.
Okay.
But sound is everything around us. As we're talking, is sound.
Okay. I see.
If I hit a table, it's sound.
Interesting.
But it remains sound unless it's recorded for a particular purpose.
Oh.
Then it becomes an audio.
Okay. I see. Wow. Interesting analysis. Okay. So, when is Prime Studio set to take off?
In fact, it's taking off.
Oh.
So these are the reasons we say that we are bringing technical from behind the scenes to television.
Okay.
It's taking off because a lot of people do not know it's taking off. It's taking off because we have done the audition.
Oh, okay.
And we have shot a lot of videos with the contestants. They've told us about themselves a bit, how they got onto the show and all that, which is airing. But you see, mostly people want the real competition to start before you think it started.
Okay.
But in our technical terms, it started. Just that it's in phases.
Okay.
So 1 is gone, 2 is gone, 3 is gone. We've seen some of the producers. Okay, so in this show also, we have producers who are up and coming, but have done works that are hits. And they are our first touch.
Okay.
In terms of the talents.
Okay.
So we have the grade 1 and we have the grade 2. So the grade 1 happens to be the producers who will be working directly with the contestants.
Okay. So you have producers working with the contestants.
Exactly. So every producer has two contestants to work with within a month.
Okay.
Or within the 4 weeks.
Okay.
You get a picture. So
let me just ask
we'll be
this.
dropping the live show soon.
Oh, okay. I was going to come to that. Are we going to have weekly live shows, or how are we going to do it?
Weekly live shows.
Okay.
We have weekly live shows and we have weekly diaries, which are the master class.
Okay.
So unlike the other diaries we have seen where we see them just rehearsing or taking notes from the producers working with them in the studio, the master class is also set up differently.
Okay.
You get a picture?
Okay.
So we have the weekly tuition, which is the master class, and we have weekly live performances.
Okay.
It's not recorded. Live
Okay.
performances.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm sure listeners would want to know at the end of the competition or the season, what's in for the winner?
That one, I would let him answer that one.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
So,
okay.
Another interesting question. We all look out for sometimes giving a car or this or that, a watch or whatever. Now, Prime Studio, because it's set really to give knowledge to the contestants or to the talents, raw talents, we are not looking at just that. That is one of the things.
Okay.
There'll be a cash prize.
There'll be a cash prize.
Yes.
Okay.
But the major is the knowledge that we want to give to you, so that when you leave and you have even a car or you have a bottle or you have a watch as another prize and you lose it, you haven't lost what you came to earn.
That's right.
On the show.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I want to put you on the spot now.
Here we go.
2020, let's assume that I am the presenter. And you are my guest. Is it allowed?
Sure.
Just for about 2 minutes.
Okay, sure.
All right, so viewers, listeners, wherever you are, we're on social media, so you can watch us on our social media platforms, and you listen to us live on Joy 99.7, discerning listeners. And I've got my guest right here, Sammy Forson.
Whoa, give it up.
Give it up.
What's up, my people?
Yeah. Sammy happens to be a media personality, of course, and he has got a lot when it comes to artist management. And now that we are doing Prime Studio, and he happens to be one of our resource people, Sammy. Sammy, what are you coming on board with? What do we expect you? You have managed a lot of artists.
Well, I mean, it's important as an artist to how you package yourself, you know, and how you sell yourself. Because as human, being a year of return, we have some big, record label bosses in town, and you have like a minute to speak to them. How you sell yourself determines the kind of deal that you get. Right. So your branding, your packaging, having the basics, from your artist rider to even how you sell your music on social media platforms. Because you can be in Ghana, never travel to, say, Sri Lanka, but you can have a fan base that based on how you target your music and how you sell it online to those people. So it's good as an artist to know the business side of artist management as well, so you know how to package your craft.
Sammy, to be honest with you, I shouldn't have been here. I should have left everything else. You do. Charlie, thank you very much for having me as your presenter for just a few minutes.
I need to come and try your job too.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
But funny enough, people don't know this. Marcos is the first person that put me on TV.
Oh, wow.
TV presenter. Yeah. Back in the day.
We thank God.
Yeah. All right. So, when should we look forward to the first episode of Prime Studio?
Okay. So, this month, Prime Studio is going live.
Yeah. Okay.
We are preparing a few things, and we'll drop the promo very soon.
Okay.
So viewers should keep watching Joy Prime. And I want to use this opportunity to thank our bosses from the top, the management, the board members, Kwesi Chum. I can't mention all the names, but my boss Abdullah Awudu, who happens to be our GM, all my team members on Joy Prime. It's been amazing working with them throughout last year. It's a new year. Our viewers, our listeners, multimedia brand, they should keep making us number one. We really appreciate every single person who has put in anything less or bigger per what they describe as less or bigger. We thank God for our lives, and 2020 we hope that it becomes bigger than all the years we have experienced. One love to all our listeners.
Most definitely. And even before you go, Lionel Lawson, how would you describe Prime Studio in one word?
I would describe Prime Studio in one word: rock the world.
Okay, rock the world. Okay, sounds more like
That's our slogan.
That's a slogan.
Ah, yeah. So Prime Studio, rock.
So let me
the
put you on the
world.
spot. Prime Studio,
Rock the world.
Sammy Forson, Prime Studio,
Rock the world.
That's what we're talking.
I'll interview you again. You start interviewing. All right, so Parkway C. Akom is the channel manager for Joy Prime, and Lionel Lawson is a resource judge. He'll be handling the master class on Prime Studios as well. He's an actor, musician, sound engineer, and vocal coach. Look forward to the first episode on Joy Prime this month. You can't miss it. Gentlemen, one more time, Happy New Year to all of you, and wishing you the very
Many
best.
happy
Thank you.
In 2020.
Bless.
Okay. Cosmopolitan Mix, just about 19 minutes past 11 o'clock. We're counting down to the 90s jam. Look forward to it. Plus,